stabilized in a big way, still a very competitive team. Wildcard, though, haven't gotten to those heights that you would expect from them, and it's much to their detriment. I agree with you. I think they can win every map, and they can lose every map. They can find ways to win, or they can find ways to lose. The last time I saw Wildcard, it was the Fozy show. He was a monster, and given the fact that we're starting on Overpass, I'm expecting another domineering performance from him.
Yeah, I think Fozy, in his own right, has done a lot of fantastic work. JBA also has had a slight uptick back into the conversation. I mean, again, a year ago, you're considering this guy to be the next guy to move up to a Liquid or to move up to a big North American organization, but has taken a step back for quite a bit of time. Now has that opportunity to really put himself back into the conversation, but instead of this B bomb site goes SkinRave. It looks like Wildcard are very keen on setting up for this 5-on-5 retake with a kit and a couple flashes up from Cryptic.
5v5 retakes are always chaotic and quick. We'll see exactly what happens here. 3 towards Graffiti, 1 coming down Con, and the 5th at Heaven. Glock's trying to fight at range will struggle, but up close here on the site, they will thrive. Laxi and Walco, though, still bring things in the favor of the CTs, and in fact, this round is going to be a CT round unless Stanislaw can do it all. A 1v4, and there's simply too many players at his doorstep. The defuse comes through, there was a kit in play. Not quite the team ace for the CT side, but still a dominant win nonetheless. Wildcard, though, with that bomb plant, they might justify a 4-spy in round 2.
Yeah, they definitely have the option, right? But
oh no,
we'll get to that answer just yet. It's a tech pause frenzy here on this hemisphere of the world.
I was hoping it wouldn't follow us.
No, but it's definitely us, I think.
It's definitely us.
At this point.
I'll say
that's the only people we can point to. That's the only correlation between these two games.
Yeah, it's only us. It's only us in production. We even changed the stream. The stream got rebooted, so it's not even the same stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just us and our production manager. It's very unfortunate.
I say sorry. I really do apologize. Not for the tech pause, it's for us causing the tech pause.
Yeah.
But it does look like it's a short one, which is nice. So
at least that remains, right?
Yeah.
At least it stays short. That's the big thing. Don't want to go back to the CSGO days of 40-minute tech pauses.
And then also MR15.
Yeah, MR15. I mean, ooh. Yikes. Even longer. I don't have the attention span for that anymore. Junior. Doesn't have attention span for long rounds either. He gets 2 very quickly and sticks around for more. Forced back because he runs out of ammo, but he's sticking around with USP. Too impatient to reload. The last is spotted by his shadow. He'll find nothing. I mentioned it might have been a force. It was not. It's a half buy instead. So we will see rifles in round 3 for Wildcard, but they're going to be lacking some utility unless they forego AKs. You can see Peeping going for the Galil, buying that extra set of utility. Makes sense as we enter round number 3, which should be a very solid bonus for SkinRave, who also, might I add, went for a near full rifle buy. Only 1 MP9. That's on Laxi.
Yeah, this full util set does still make this a very dangerous buy for SkinRave. The problem now for Wildcard is you don't have that much to work with as far as utility is concerned. The first volley is out. And I think one thing to note about this map for Wildcard is Stanislaw loves to slow the pace of the game down. His defaulting style is very unorthodox to your traditional North American team. And for that reason, a map like Overpass really lends itself to his style. He just needs that buy-in from his team, and it's come slowly but surely. You can see with that win rate, winning it 2 out of the 3 times most normally. And now has to find an opportunity here to close this cup down and regain a foothold on North America, but damage is good here from Stan. No kill though. It's Cryptic to find first blood.
And second, not quite third. He gets felled. But a 4v3, some smokes and a flash from him, but no Molotovs to force players out. Is Markey known to be in the close corner? That's the question. You can play on the smoke. pretty well. Swinging out, he finds the first spot. The second does good damage. And Junior drops Fozy in the meanwhile. Just JBA low on HP, 2 to be exact. He does get a parting shot on the Laxi, but he does not get the round. SkinRave win the first rifle and again prevent the bomb plant, which means SkinRave, even with the loss bonus, will be on a half buy at best.
Yeah, Stan speeding things up in that sequence there. Realizing he has all front bath and he gets to flower pretty quickly. He would have loved to have found that kill out of the map player. If that happens, that's where the explosion can happen. And sure, there are 2 players on the A bomb site, but trade potential is certainly there. Yeah, CTs can't get comfortable in positions where a crossfire can be established. But unfortunately, it's not to be the case. That small margin leads to disaster. And now Wildcard are looking to burst through this B monster pipe. Very simple strategy, but one that can be effective if they can cut down the distance.
Effective, especially with pistols like Tech 9s. Walco at the barrels lets some shots ring through. He gets blindsided though from the side. JBA finds that. Markey trades. Laxi finds the site player. Now the last 3 are kind of stuck behind the smoke. Laxi needs to be careful. Bomb dropped. JBA does get some damage though, so it is still something, but no. Laxi and Junior get the final 2. 3 survive. Acceptable losses in a round like that. And SkinRave blitzing to a 4-0 lead.
That's what you like to see if you're SkinRave. Handling business on these half buys, especially the B rushes. Getting it done on the buy round as well, but now Fuzi's AWP comes out and you can start to set up that T-sided AWP a little bit more. Need to start getting a foothold on these early round situations. It feels like playing at a disadvantage this early is really annoying. I'm not exactly sure what that incendiary is for, but either way, Cryptic is going to go aggressing forward. Spots out a couple of players, but it's Fuzi to strike first. Huge onto his counterpart. And he wants to hold on to this position as quickly as possible. Molly down deep, and Markey and Cryptic say, maybe we should just fight for connector instead.
They do. Getting Fozy activated early is a very scary prospect. Long control being taken. There's no one on A proper. This is a full retake A. Cryptic and Con beheaded by JBA. What a shot. Advantage furthered now 5v3. And this might just be a safe. A 3v5. You have good utility and good rifles to bring into the following. Maybe look for an AK, but I don't think they should really try for this one, especially not now with Laxi going down. Markey and Walco both were on this very long-winded flank, and now they're going for damage, but they're not finding any of it. Walco's already back towards T-spawn. Very well handled by Wildcard to get on the board. All 5 survive. They all win their fights handedly and convincingly. And now that we see some resistance from Wildcard, we have to see how SkinRave will adapt.
Yeah, they were holding on to maybe a miscue on a flank here and there, but Wildcard, JBA and Peeping specifically, keeping track of what was going on there, super important. And now they get to finally get off the mark here. First round on the board. Feels like there's a possibility at fighting back now. Junior will get his op out again. Really didn't have much of an impact in the previous, getting eviscerated by Fuzi. But now can kickstart his campaign maybe over on the B side of things, aggressive on Con. There are options here for your CT opper.
It's surprising how quickly this economy was rolled out.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 4-0 style they won so convincingly made me think they'd have a bit more in the bank, in the tank, but no. They're already at an end. If they lose this round, they're on the save in turn. And that would be 3 to Wildcard. A real good chance for them to come back into it. Cryptic from long bathrooms to short bathrooms. Fiku clearing. What a shot from him. Very nice first. The individuals from Wildcard are waking up across the board, looking very solid. Junior, you mentioned his op was playing passive, was towards long.
Whoa.
It's caught looking by the very same. Fiku doubling down. And individually, Wildcard, again, looking insurmountable. Marky, Laxi, Walco, the final three defenders. Where are they? One on B, two on A. Wildcard haven't made their choice yet, but they are slowly rotating towards B. And that is the right call. Only one defender here, two over towards A, as one had vacated the site.
Walco having to come up huge here. Big first one to find and gets another straggling T player. Stanislaw hits the dirt. And now Laxi's arrived as well. So has that third player in Marky, but he goes down. Uzi does miss, but it's Fiku on for the ace here, and he'll get it. What a sequence there from the pole. He's been really inconsistent on this team ever since he came overseas. But that round there, just beautiful from him. Two massive kills on the A side, and then rotating back on around to make sure that nothing gets out of control there on the B end as well.
Yeah, and two very hard openings as well. Cryptic was waiting for him in that bathroom position. The op of Junior was basically posted on the exact spot he was swinging from. His shots were just too quick. That's a testament to how solid he is individually right now. It's full pistols for the SkinRave side. Just USPs in connector. Hoping to deathball something. But it's been a no-frills play over towards B. The jig is up. It's all spotted. And they might find one. Nope, not even one. It's 5 between JBA and Peeping. And 1 round now between these two teams, as we are just past the halfway point of the first half.
A re-energized Wildcard, finally having players lift off. You had a couple of moments from JBA, Fiku also chiming in with that ace. And now, SkinRave are running out of cash. Max loss is in full effect, but you're giving a lot of momentum back over the other way. This time, Junior's a lot more restrictive here on himself. Pulls back away, keen on just holding the bathrooms. It's Cryptic instead going aggressive on the other end, and Fuzi actually finds the opening entry. And while that first kill comes through, Cryptic wants to get antsy over on long, and that's punished as well. Great sequences here to shut down CT aggression.
Great sequences. Junior, a pixel angle here should catch JBA if he goes slow. I can't see Junior getting more than one, maybe two. Race by, though. Now Junior's in a tough spot. Swings out, finds the first, races back in. Does he find the second? They aren't overextending. Walco to support, has his back. It's 3 for Junior, 1 for Walco, and Fozy now in a 1v2. Bomb is dropped. 45 seconds is a good amount of time, but 14 HP is a lot to ask, especially when Marky is a question mark. They have no idea where he is, and they know Fozy's low as well. The USP's out for Junior. Fozy sees the shoulder, misses the shot. Oh, the timing couldn't be worse. That is so unfortunate. And Junior, a clinic, 4 kills, but the support and the team play is my takeaway there. Walco having the backline.
It's just the angle management, right? I just don't know how he wiggles around these angles as effectively as he does. I'm just so keen on knowing what angles were covered by his teammates and where he can turn his attention back to. It's unfortunate that they don't decide to go for the divider peak there to try and make him more uncomfortable. Instead, it's just that deep bathrooms player. But of course, hindsight's 20/20. At this point now, Cryptic is gonna go ham. Huge spray transfer there from the in-game leader. And SkinRave are back to flourishing here on this defense.
Yes, they are. The Opera is awakened. He is confident. He is hungry. Junior won the Opera's duel. It wasn't the actual Op proper, but it was Peeping with it. Caught. There's JVA. 1v5. He's got the first. The Opera finally felled. 4 to find and no bomb. He is stuck with an army coming at the backlines, knocking at the door. And he should be caught. No doubt here. There it is. Cryptic. Belabored spray, but he gets it done. A hat trick for him. SkinRave. 6 at the very least in this first half. The op isn't recovered, which means Cryptic is actually going to have to invest a lot of money to get an op for his teammate in round number 10.
Yeah, we'd definitely like to have it, but for Wildcard, losing that sequence to Junior completely has shifted the tone of this game. You talk about the comeback, the storm back here from Wildcard, and now you've got them waiting outside this B bomb site. Oh, it's just a full contact, flashes, and we go. Laxi finds the first. A real opportunity here. The Barrows player's caught out of sorts, but he's still alive. Junior from the heavens still finds some more impact. And we continue to just hum and ha here, where nobody's actually taking that contact. Finally, Stan rips the band-aid off and finds Marky. But look at how much damage has been taken across the board for the T side. Bomb is not planted here, mind you, and Walco's still alive and kicking. A little bit of a gap there for Fiku to work with, but still hasn't spotted the head. Walco's still trying to find some impact, and he certainly will. Finds another one. Finds Fuzi as well. How he stays alive, I couldn't tell you. It's just up to Stan. He's had a rough going of things here so far on Overpass, and this would certainly turn the tide, but with that smoke up in his face and the bomb on the site, this feels nigh impossible.
It should be impossible. He might even be considering a save. But saving an AK at this point feels so bad. He'll just drop it behind him instead and go fall. Doesn't matter. They all have AKs anyway. It's actually saving the op. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But 7 secured for SkinRave. And again, the confidence out of this team is unreal. The individuals hitting their shots. Fozy being punished, which again, would not expect to see, just given the last time I watched them. When did I last see them take over? That's what I'm trying to figure out now. It's been longer than I thought.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is that you got a level of consistency out of Fuzi at a certain point, but I think now you're getting to a point where all those stalwarts on Wildcard aren't there anymore. Like, you can't look to Fuzi to get you that same output every time. You can't look to JBA every time. Like, there isn't that consistency across the board, and it's really causing some concern for Wildcard when you get into positions like this, looking for some guy to trade for you, to win that big round for you, to get those big multi-kills. And it just hasn't been happening so far. It's been SkinRave every which way.
I really had some hope when we saw those flicker of rounds. Those 3. They really looked convincing as well. The individuals just skill diffing. Think about when Junior was caught looking at long bathrooms by Fiku, for example, that ace round from Fiku. But when you think about it, that ace round was 5 of his 7 kills. Like, outside of that tremendous performance, he hasn't done much. Peeping's at 7. JB's at 9. JB's been having some good kills for himself. But everything's going the way of SkinRave. Even the luck. Peeping caught as Stanislav tries to walk through the smoke, or vice versa. I can't tell who was who. They died so quickly in unison. And this half buy now has nothing to go with. It had Tech 9s. It could have really been something beautiful, but now it's just an op and 2 Tech 9s versus the world. Good first shot from Fozy. Hopefully he's going to wake up off the back of that. Laxi full blind, not quite full blind.
Good.
Oh, it's so big. Marky, though, still buying time, and Wildcard aren't committing.
I don't like that. I disagree with that play. And now you're going into the waiting arms of Cryptic, who's had himself a series so far. But he only gets 1. So we're still in a 2-on-2. And Marky still waits on short side. Junior now cutting the distance in from A as well. This pause does sow some seeds of doubt into Wildcard's mind, though. You'd like to think. Now Fuzi will take this first contact. Marky has an opportunity, but he falls away. He gives it up for just a little bit.
Coming to him.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And Marky's not turning his attention just yet, and his back is turned. He goes down. A little bit of typing in the chat, and it's all up to Junior in the 1-on-2.
He has the op, he isn't having it, and that nade will blow the smoke. And the nade actually blows the bomb planter. 10 seconds left, Fozy just has to go for it, and then he'll be stuck on site. How long does the smoke last? That's the bigger question, because I don't think he can get away if it fades. He does just barely. I think Junior might have spotted it. Oh, the shoulder! The information's there, but Fozy does not re-peek. The Opera's dual proper is now in effect. Junior, though, has a smoke and a kit. If he goes for it, if he goes for the defuse, he might just have it because it's an op versus an op.
Oh my god, and he's taking just so much time, though. That's the real issue. Eventually, yeah, Fozy's got his knife out. He's gonna go swinging. He's found his man, and just a couple of swings of the knife, and he'll get that clutch that he was looking for. I think Junior just overcomplicated it there, hoping that a swing would come out. And of course, that's like the worst way to lose a clutch, right? Is when you go swinging out and you're thinking, okay, I can just advance out of the bomb site, and as you're swinging out with your knife, the Opera swings and you die. That is just the most heartbreaking way to lose it, and it never comes. That swing never comes, and even though Junior had all the information, he cannot convert, and Wildcard eke away with the 4th.
So the most heartbreaking part is he had the info, he spotted the shoulder, but he just couldn't get the shot. Very well played from Fozy to not overextend, to his credit. But a little bit of luck there was most certainly in effect. Cryptic blinded, tries to spam, finds nothing. Junior now at the front of bathrooms by the garbage can. Needs to put some players in the dumpster. One found, only one. Fozy trades Lexi. Rotating around though and has Marky in tow. The MP9's gonna struggle. But it'll only struggle if they actually commit into the site. They are waffling. They have stopped in their tracks. Faku peeking out looking for something. He catches Laxi burning alive and spots Marky as well. Just MP9s remain. And one will chip away at Fiku. Bomb is now down. And Wildcard are forced to commit.
Well, the big difference is they don't know where Walco is. And finally, once he springs the trap, Marky plays beautifully off that contact. And now Fozy has to come up big once again. Molotov onto the flower beds. As Fozy has a little bit of safe haven, but an upgrade for Marky changes things. Walco jump spotting, trying to see where they can suss out where Fozy's gone off to, but he'll make his presence known. Fozy now encroaches. 30 seconds left, and he has to commit to A. He can't do anything else differently, and Walco will finally find it. 8 the good for SkinRave as we head to the halftime break.
SkinRave, a very solid performance, a star-studded performance in the first half to net a 4-round lead, 8-4, as they hit the T side of Overpass. It's Pineapple Phillips and Paladin on the mic. And now SkinRave on the tougher side of the map. Wildcard, they should be right at home. They have a near 66% win rate. It's actually a 60... Did it 60? I thought it was... Yeah, I was looking at the wrong... There we go. 60.7. Looking at the wrong stat. 60.7% win rate on the CT side, but they don't have a lot of room to work with. The pistol round would most certainly help with them establishing themselves on the defense.
Big pistol here. Road to recovery for Wildcard or an absolute smashing for SkinRave is on the docket. Front bathrooms control established here for the T side, but extra aggression coming out from the CTs here. Boozy and Fiku doing a little bit of investigating. And they do spot out Laxi, but Laxi will find the opening. Fiku also will hit the deck, and all of a sudden this A defense crumbles. It's all up to Stanislaw in the back of A. But with that one kill on a Cryptic, it does slow down the approach just a little bit.
Yep, stymies the aggression. They're now much more slow on the approach. Stanislaw very good not to overextend, not to force a fight. And he does have support now on the site proper. Is there a flank coming through? I believe he's in water. That's JBA. He'll stick around there instead. Marky, though, drops the support in peeping. Now Stanislaw has to do it all, and his shots simply do not land.
JBA. He had a chance on the flank, and I think he just missed the shots on Nalaxi on the plant, and now his chances at the clutch are gone.
His flank should do him in. He had a Glock. I think he swapped from his dualies, and while he hoped his shot would be better at range with that, he finds nothing. No safe harbor, not even a kill. It's the P250 to shoot him in the back, and SkinRave 9-4. A tremendous lead now. Wildcard, I almost feel pressured to go for a force buy here, just given the disparity in scoreline.
Instead, what I'd imagine they're doing here is buying a singular flash to explode up in a fountain and having that nade to toss down into the entranceway as well. But unfortunately, this is just the way the game has been going right now for Wildcard. It's a B-sided default, and that nade and flash will not do anything.
Absolutely nothing. These MAC-10s could harvest some cash, so could this UMP. You don't see that very often. 4 in con, a 5th now here as well. Flash over con. This is pretty good for a pop, but the UMP is here and it finds 2. JBA 1, but Junior holds it down, does not let that weapon get recovered. Walco pulls out the not the USP, the other one, the Glock for the final kill, and grabs that rifle off the ground as well. Very clean one from SkinRave. They secured double digits. Wildcard are on rifles now as well, FAMAS and M4s, but they're lacking a bit in utility. Don't think they have a kit. And some players don't have helmets. If the MAC-10s choose to go for a bonus, they could aim punch these riflers into oblivion with a headshot.
I do think that something a little bit more pacey here could get those MAC-10s involved as quickly as possible. And instead, they're not going to chance it. They know the opportunity that they have at hand, though. And because of that, they don't want to squander it. Oh, Laxi has been completely silent all the way up here. The boost is completely eviscerated. Huge work there from the MAC-10 Laxi. You get the free upgrade as well. That is bad to worse for Wildcard, and now they're in a nightmare situation.
No helmet. MAC-10 good. Don't know how many words that was, but it was the most succinct way I could put it. Didn't sound right. But it's a 3v5. And at this point, everybody holds their ground. Actually, I was going to say holds their ground and looks for kills. But Peeping's going to walk it, and that might be to his detriment. Yes, it is. Junior also catches Fozy at the same time across the map. Wildcard hold their ground, play alone. If they go a different direction, oh well, save. But now they're all dead. It's just JBA on B, and he can't even take down the player with the MAC-10. The MAC-10's harvest. 4 kills between them. And that might be the final nail in this map's coffin. 11-4. A save round here for Wildcard. And SkinRave, economically and mentally, are on the moon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, heavy on the economically. I mean, that is best case scenario on a bonus round. And Wildcard have thrown in the towel. They forced in yet again. They realize that this comeback is going to be a Herculean task. And it's got to start somewhere. So they boost up. Uzi has an opportunity at a potential entry. The spam is good, or sorry, the spray is good for one. But Laxi has been unreal on these entries when we've switched over halves. And they can back away once again. 4-on-3. With a minute 20 left on the clock. Let Walco cook on the A side of the map. You have avenues to leave if you want to. And you can punish the aggression that they've been doing very well in these mid-round situations.
Yeah, these mid-round aggressive plays are worrying. At least they're together this time around. They'll clear him out. Good shot on the Cryptic. There's the information. Go towards A from there. That's exactly the call. You can see Walco racing up long now. All three, or at least two of the three, will go in that direction. A rotation back has already come through from Peeping, but he only has an MP9. Walco's on full HP with that AK. And depending on how far Peeping goes out, he might just get caught. Spot in.
Oh.
There's a shot. He's caught. Walco, well done. The last two are both towards B. And will they attempt it? It looks like they will. Almost have to, given this scoreline disparity. They don't want to give away 12 for free. But it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, and I mean, Fiku is just a mile away. It's so difficult for him to get here in time. He does have a kit, so if they want to expedite it, they have the option to, but he's walking the whole way. He's walking back to help out his captain, and I just don't necessarily know if this is plausible. I think they're setting up for something late here. They're backing away. There is a real opportunity as they continue to scale back in. Smoke is potential. They drop the smoke onto the bomb. I don't necessarily know if they have time, though. This is going to get real close. Oh, my goodness.
They got it.
Oh, my goodness.
They got it.
I don't know how they can just back away like that. That's insane to me. What a fumble.
What a fumble. What a... I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is at this point. That was...
Calamity? Disgust?
Calamitous. Yep, calamitous is a good one. Disgusting. Shambolic. Now the words come. I don't think anyone really quite captures how much of a disaster class that was. Still full rifles for the T side. MP9's present for Wildcard. Getting together what they can. Trying to hold on for dear life. But you mentioned this is a Herculean task. It might just be Sisyphean. It might be near impossible to the point where they come back, but the disparity is simply too big, and one or two individual plays from SkinRave gets them across the line nonetheless.
Oh.
A dink from Fiku, but Cryptic is a one-shot headshot. Laxi finds Fozy as well. This MP9 should not find more than one. It finds none. And Wildcard dismantled.
Unfortunately, it's like you get a boon to extend the lifespan of this map, but you can't do anything with it. Just complete evisceration of that A defense. It doesn't find anything, not even a single kill. A dink is what you can celebrate. And now at this point, it's split 1-1 on each site. JBA's got the weaker weaponry, and they've spotted out that second player as well. JBA is going to have to put on a highlight. I mean, that nade is definitely the start of something good. Flashes off, and they know where he is. You just have to find a way to split up these duels and finally find a trade, and then Sanazal will go pushing through the smoke. They offer up themselves in the 2v3 on a silver platter, and 12 is still found for SkinRave. And with that, the money is snapped for Wildcard. And another golden opportunity for SkinRave to snatch away Overpass.
It would be a big snatch. Big grab. The economy is shambolic as we see attack pause coming through. An MP9. I think I might have even seen a scout in there. That's how desperate times have gotten. No scout. Deagle, FAMAS, M4s, and an MP9. One kid at least covering that base. Very good for the team over on the Wildcard camp. But even if SkinRave steal their opponent's map pick. We still have a lot of questions going into map 2. It is, as we talked about, Mirage, but more importantly, it's a map that technically is Wildcard's permaban. It's their least played map, but it's also a 1-in-6 record for SkinRave. A lot of question marks heading into that one that can only be answered with time. Either way, I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting one from both camps. Fozy boosted up yet again. Might have spotted the shoulder on one, might have spotted the head on the second, but no kills found. Cryptic might be looking for this, might not. The swing out monster though definitely spots it. 4 players here to defend, but Laxi gets the first of 4. Stanislaus some resistance, but is caught. JBA now at barrels, has peeping to support. The MP9 though has no stopping power. Junior dinked but not felled, and Junior caps off the round 13-5 for SkinRave. We were worried that the second half might not be as fruitful as the first, but they shut down all doubts with quite a domineering performance, only losing 1 round.
Yeah, the volatility is definitely strong on both ends, right? You talk about all the great
on the map, including the likes of Audic, and I believe, did we say a tight loss versus Marsborn, and those are the 2 really only notable matches. 11-13 versus Marsborn, I believe that was what sent them to the lower bracket, and then a 13-11 versus Audic about a month ago is the only other notable real map played for them. But we'll see if the gamble pays off, so to speak, and we'll see if SkinRave can continue to bring the individuals to bear on this second map.
And we're going to start on the offense, a chance to set the tempo here and get the ball rolling. We saw a couple of hiccups on their offense on Overpass, but eventually got the ball over the line. And now Fiku with this dual Beretta setup alongside peeping, a little bit of a bait and switch setup. I do like this one, but very slow here from SkinRave. They've been very good at punishing CT aggression, and they're looking to see if they can find any more here on this initial pistol.
I feel like a lot of the aggression came through when they were on a disadvantage situation, and I think that's the biggest thing Wildcard could kind of tighten up, but we do see the initial engagement in con. It's actually going to be a B play instead, though, from the T's, and that bait and switch on site you mentioned already working wonders for Wildcard. The dualies on the balcony, good for 2. Stanislaus well finds 1, leaving just the IGL of Cryptic in the 1v5. He found 1. He's found a second now on the dualies. He has the bomb as well, but so many angles to worry about. Seems near impossible. He has to fight his way out. Okay, now it's double. Together he gets the 4th, but not the 5th. Fozy keeps it from being a disaster. Cryptic, though, 4 and nearly a 5th in the pistol. That would have been a statement on the second map.
I mean, filth there from the captain. My goodness. I mean, these taps are otherworldly. I don't see anybody tap with this gun in this fashion, but he made it look so easy. Nearly had an opportunity, but if it wasn't a double swing and he had a chance to reset, it's a completely different complexion of that one. Hero AK now with all that money that he was able to accrue and dropped over to Laxi. Need a huge entry out of him if they want to crack open this A bomb site. Only 2 players here to greet them initially. And he'll continue to walk out, but doesn't find the guy he was looking for. And with that, it'll all fall like a house of cards. At least you'd like to think so. Actually, they'll get a bomb plant down here. That nade does not complete the kill on the Junior. And Walco recovers the AK.
Save Walco.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that at all, but instead he will fight, and it's an AK upgrade, but the gun should come out in the following, and SkinRave will have a better shot with how much money they were able to accrue there.
Yeah, they accrued some good money. They'll have a buy. Cryptic will probably be on a Mac 10 or a Galil, but saving that AK gives Cryptic an actual rifle. Would have been nice. Not required, but it definitely would have been a worthy consideration given where we're at. Cryptic will go for the Galil. That means he and Laxi are low on utility, but the bomb plant and the loss bonus was something I underestimated. They have no problem getting a good amount of utility. Question is, where do they want to go? It looks like middle might be the play. Or at least a couple of these players.
Smoke up is good. I'll get mid control here, SkinRave. And right now, no contact being made just yet. Very keen on just holding steadfast here, getting themselves con control, getting a boost up in a window here as well. Marquis will not spot the feat that he was looking for to try and get an opening. Instead, it's Fuzi and JBA trying to get antsy here in the window, and I think that sound cue has been given over, and Cryptic is looking for a duel, but Fuzi is faster to the trigger and gets that opening 5-on-4. Peeping now looking for some answers elsewhere, and here's an extra entry opportunity for Laxi, and he can't convert. Huge kill from Peeping, and he'll double down. Massive work, and he switches over to the USB, finds a dink, you'd like to think, but that's actually Fuzi from CT spawn. But the two of them have found all the kills between them, have done everything necessary to get this ball rolling, to get Wildcard to that third map. Arm spotted here for Marquis, but he can't do anything about it. And JBA will get out safely. You've got a flank brewing as well from Fiku. This should be an open and shut case, you like to think. Made the first kill, but too many angles to look around from, and yeah, Wildcard will find themselves their third.
Economy already running wild on this CT side. That MP9 finding 3 against rifles is unreal for the Economy. He'll drop the op, understandably. Actually, he thought better of it. I think they resold it, and Fozy's going for the MP9 because it is going to be a save round, or a half buy. Reading the Economy, and reading it right. Tech 9s, Deagles, P250, and SkinRave. At what point do you begin to regret choosing this as your map pick? That's the question. Still early goings in this first half, but it already feels like things are unraveling with the way Wildcard have been winning these rounds so convincingly.
Yeah, a lot of it's banking on Laxi finding some significant impact, but so far, still yet to get off the mark. Maybe our fortunes can change here. Boost up in a window. P250 on Walco. But isn't able to find anything just yet. They're keen on just seeing if they can punish this ladder player. But Fiku, also on the other end, very aware at what shenanigans could go on here around window.
Covering all possibilities. Junior's on Cal, just hoping for someone to just peek into the angle. That's the thing about Wildcard. They pushed aggressively last time, but again, only when they were on the back foot. They have every advantage right now. They have no need to get aggressive, and so they'll hold their line. Stanislaw on window now. Dinks, but not taken out because he has that support from Fiku. He will finally fall. Now Fiku, with no ammo, stuck between a rock and a hard place. He will be traded by Walco, who doubles down. 3 versus 3, but no sight has been taken. There's still a player in CT. That's JBA to prevent the bomb plant. Spot comes in from Palace. There's the Deagle, doing some chip damage here and there. This round could work out, but Walco falling. That's the hero rifle taken out. The plant from Junior, I'm not sure he'll get down. Yes, he will, right before taking the fight. Marquis finds one. Fozy a trade, leaving just Junior. Deagle in hand in a 1v2. 2 different angles. He hears the drop. Swing comes through, and Junior cannot connect the 1 Deag. Defuse. Guaranteed. 4th found. But a bomb plant and damage is signs of hope for SkinRave.
Yeah, they would just love to have converted that one. I mean, bomb goes down and they're hoping to get an early kill from Walco on that AK. You're maybe hoping that Marquis can find a Deagle before he can reset. But none of it really connects. You just get a couple of body shots, and that's not going to cut it. The A anchor lives for far too long. But they'll have another bite of the cherry here. Junior gets his op back out. I think we're considering a boost up here onto the ramp. Just off the timing. Can't even catch the leg there. But information garnered. Mid-control established here for the CT side. And now, for the first time in this map, SkinRave do not have mid-control. What do they do in response?
Hopefully win, because they get to do so.
Do you think?
Op for Fozy's in play. Same for Junior. It's a good way for Junior to get active. He's had a quiet start. Then again, his whole team has. All 4 of Cryptic's kills come from the pistol round. Keep that in mind. So everybody really is struggling. Here we go. Aggression mid. Will they expect Fiku on the catwalk? That's the question. Doesn't seem like it. He tries to get ahead of it, and he will. Lines up 3, gets 2. His teammate trades. Excellent spacing from Peeping. Marky caught by Fozy's up, and, well, the trend is not bucked. That is safe to say. Walco lurking in the underpass, already expected. Spotted now. Round is done. The question is, can he find a second for his team before he falls? And the answer is a very swift no. 5-0 for Wildcard. Their pick already proving to be quite the boon, quite the mind game. Because as we've talked about a lot at this point, it's normally their permanent ban. They left it, dangled it like a carrot on a string in front of SkinRave, and, well, they took it. Took it as far as they could, which might simply ship them off to map 3 instead of the 2-0 they had hoped.
Hook, line, and sinker. Now, Wildcard very keen on trying to push this one to a third. Deep molly here from Fiku. And nade is pretty solid too. The spam even better. But can't connect. Cryptic instead will start the proceedings here. A much needed 5v4. And maybe there's something that they can string along here now that Laxi's off to the races as well. And more aggression from Fiku. They want to get ahead of this, and they do find Laxi. Now into the 3-on-3, mid-control re-established. Things die down for Wildcard, but the A-bomb site is opened up. Marky has gotten all of this space here. The smoke up on a con will give them that route to a bomb plant. And they should be able to play out this 3-on-3, but it's a must-win 3-on-3.
He needs to drop. He needs to be careful around this smoke.
Oh no. They're taking too long.
It's not going to last much longer. He does drop right in time. His flank, though, going in through Palace. Cryptic trying to take the fight, trying to get the info, falls to JBA. He doesn't know about the second player there either. And of course, no one knows about the player Palace, which means a lot of question marks for these final 2 site defenders now, Junior and Marky. Player Palace spotted. Good read from Marky. Good swing. 2 more, though. Junior at ramp. Holding. Felled by Fiku. Bomb now. Time is of the essence. And Fiku will double down. JBA already sticking the defuse. And SkinRave got close. But close is simply not good enough. 6-0. And while SkinRave have enough for another buy, it doesn't matter. They simply can't put rounds on the board.
No, not at all. It's a lethargic T side, right? I mean, it doesn't feel like there's any real thing that can kickstart them back into some of these rounds. And even in that play, in that 3-on-3, you punish the Palace lurk. At that point, you should be aware that they know your ramp. There's nowhere else you could be. We've cleared out the site. You could only be in one location. So the slow peek there was a little questionable, and I think that really cost them. Not having Junior activated was one thing, and squandering a 5v4 even more so, but they'll get another chance here to right their wrongs. Cryptic offers up another entry.
Good from him, but still more is required. Junior. Fake in hand, he's grouped up with Marky here. They're waiting for that aggression. Now that Wildcard's on the back foot, this is when they get aggressive. Finally, a good time to slow things down. The issue is, Wildcard aren't budging. Maybe they finally learned their lesson. Smoke and ramp, that was the last smoke for the CT side. SkinRave still have an absurd amount of utility, though. Bozy. In lower mid. Crosses back with the op. And now looks at ramp. There's 3 players here. Congregated up. Walco throwing a bit of a fake towards bait. Cryptic bottom con. Now we activate Stanislaw, though, in Palace. This is a good setup for Wildcard.
Yeah, absolutely. This crossfire is unorthodox, but has a chance to cut down a lot of players. But they're contacting their whole way up, and Marky gets all the way to stairs.
Oh!
He 180s. He 180s to take out Stanislaw. And that completely shapes this round completely in a different direction. Still an opportunity at this player on ticket. He's doing so much damage, but he isn't able to finally connect. Final bullet in the magazine from Fiku connects. But they've spotted out where JVA has gone off to, and this should be an open and shut case. SkinRave finally off to the races. Better late than ever, but they're going to have to build on this.
They have to build. They can't be reset. That's the biggest thing. JBA going to save. Look how much money his team has on the bank. Some are struggling. Looking at Stanislav and Fiku at below 3K, but JBA is at 10K. Peeping's at 5.5, now 7 after the bomb goes off. Fosie's just below 10. It's going to take a bit to break the CT economy, and SkinRave can't let off the gas. They do get the op, dropping that over to Junior. Big fine for him. But I want to see Junior get activated. He was very good. Solid on map 1. But he has been absent here on map 2, a 1-7 scoreline. Not the best of starts for him in this second.
No, not at all. Definitely a guy that was a huge proponent of why they dominated on Overpass. This time, pace ripped right out of the sails for SkinRave. Junior on his lonesome, searching for a kill here on bottom mid. Just catches the timing to get up to con side, but nobody there to punish. So both Fuzi and Junior have an opportunity to slow down. Junior clears out underpass. Finds nothing. It's both of these operas are just missing the timings. But Stanislav will not. Stanislav finds his first, and then Laxi there on the trade. Now Fuzi's going to get a little bit more active. He pushes in through, alerts Junior, and Junior swings around 90 degrees, but can't punish anything there. Oh, and he just backs away. He's just missed every timing here.
Laxi's low too. Fiku tagged him down, getting underneath the balcony. This A-side take, unless something big comes through, is not going to happen. Walco finds one. This plant will be tempted in the smoke, or at least faked. But Laxi needs to be very careful on this low HP. Compels them forward. Spray from Walco is wild, but it connects. Albeit not before his teammate falls. 30 seconds left. Op comes up con, but Fozes is already rotated around towards CT, leaving just Junior in the 1v2, and that smoke gives them so much more room to work with. Wildcard. The op is point man out. Junior plants it, but he's not long for this world. The opera's duel should be won in an unorthodox way. There it is. And so, we cannot see rounds strung together for SkinRave. They win one. It's now isolated in a sea of blue. With Wildcard up 7-1 Brazil scoreline. And again, firmly in the driver's seat.
Certainly so. This is real nightmare situation for SkinRave. Got 2 Galils, 3 Galils, mind you. Oh, nice Molotov as well. That slows down the mid approach. I'll try to smoke off Khan, but he takes damage off the spam. Now he's flashed in the face. He tries to jump over. But what do you really get out of this at this point? Oh, the smoke's faded. Fuzi's found him. That'll accelerate this B play. They'll go fast on through, but they can't get out of the window. And that means the crossfire is still available for Fuzi and for the B-side anchor. Peeping's made his way over as well. This is just absolute domination. There's just no cohesion to this game plan for SkinRave. And they're just getting picked apart here.
Yeah, the whole hope was that Fuzi gets distracted on catwalk by Cryptic, but he was bullied in middle. No other way to put it. His Molotov doesn't land. He's spammed through the smoke as he throws his own, and then with not enough time on that smoke, he simply falls to the op without so much as a whimper. His teammates, in desperation, jump out B or try to jump out B. They get caught in the choke point, and they are fish in a literal barrel there. 8-1. A cobbled together buy for SkinRave. No pauses means that they really have no answers in my mind. And with the half already lost, it feels like the map is as well.
Yeah, unfortunately it feels very go next, which is crazy to say at this juncture of the game, but With how phoned in some of these defaults are, things look a little worrying. Cryptic, now flushed out by that Molotov, somehow finds a little bit of safe haven at the corner. But eventually should get flushed out once again. But instead, he's made his way up the catwalk. Peeping has no idea this is a possibility. Walco also doesn't realize, or rather Fico has no idea that he could be pushed all the way up, but it's a flurry of frags back the other way. How in God's name have Peeping, Boozy, and JBA pulled this one off? All the crossfires get extended and broken apart, and Junior's been spotted as well. This should be over, and he gets caught on the spam. What a beautiful little sequence there from JBA. 9 go Wildcard, and they can't catch a break.
They simply cannot catch a break. You mentioned it feels phoned in. I have to agree, and it's very surprising because, while it's always the prize money being a factor. What is a bigger factor is SkinRave have yet to qualify for the finals. Wildcard at least have that luxury. They qualified in Cup number 2. They have that at the very least in their back pocket. The big boon of ECL Cups is the fact that you have the potential to get a spot at the finals and by extension a spot in Pro League. And SkinRave would definitely love the opportunity to get the opportunity, as long-winded and confusing as that sounds. An A-site take on the cards, just standard execute throw, and Fozy's op is in CT and not smoked off. He finds one. The pistols, though, are going to run him down. He doesn't respect that kind of play, and now Cryptic can make some space in CT. He has the op, and he's waiting for JBA. He's going to flash himself out. Good flash, but it doesn't full blind Cryptic, not at that range. The IGL will find a good advantage for this half-buy in round number 11. All 3 coming from the connector side. Stan, ahead of the smoke. Gets forward with Cryptic tripling down, almost quadrupling. Stan finally puts him down. Peeping finds a second, and now they might just bring it back. 2v2. One's at ramp now spotted. The second is in CT. I think he's also been spotted. Marky being held for. But Marky gets the kill, and I think they might have done it. That might be what finally does it, and yes, it is. Junior's Deagle gets the kill, and SkinRave double their score to 2 rounds. And hopefully they can find a third off the back of it in this final of the first half.
I mean, nearly dropped the ball there as well. Holy. Cryptic does a fantastic job there. Unfortunately for JBA, I just don't feel like that entire sequence is warranted. Even if that flash hits, at that distance, there's just no way that that's going to really find an impact. And that little unorthodox play that he had leads them to their own demise. At that point, I cut the losses. I rotate all the way back through Cat and try to come back up through Khan. But they fall in. Cryptic finds some significant impact with that AWP, making the most out of a tough situation. And now, if SkinRave can get themselves their third, they set themselves up for obviously a minor bit of success, but enough to potentially cause a comeback back the other way. But it really all extends on what they can do in this round specifically, and that's not a good start. 3 kills quickly in the first 20 to 30 seconds of the round. Bomb dropped as well. Smoked off. And now, got naded open. Walco actually offering himself up, but wins the fight and extends play just a little bit.
Extends play, still a 3v2 though. And Walco is quite low on HP. JBA should have Marky to the rights here. There's his shoulder. There's the spray. Walco now was known to be ramp. He's slowly doubling back. He's actually going Palace. Perhaps some mind games to be played. I don't hate it, given the fact that they had no flank watch. Walco could be anywhere. JBA, that was walking this angle. Timing. Well, Walco, not long for the world. JBA again isolates the round for SkinRave. It is a 2-10, 2 rounds isolated and alone in a sea of blue, to use the same quote from before. Utter dominance from Wildcard on their opponent's map pick, as again SkinRave fell for the bait, hook, line, and sinker. Can they right the ship? Can they stop the list? Or will they capsize in utterly abysmal fashion? We'll find out when we return from the break. (10-2) start for Wildcard. Even a pistol win for SkinRave feels like it's only delaying the inevitable at this stage. It's Pineapple Phillips and Paladin on the mic. And what looks like a third map on the horizon. If we get there, it will be Inferno. But I do not believe in the SkinRave at this stage. CT side, favored side on paper, but not sure it's possible. Straight pop out B is the call. Walco on Catwalk tries to find something. Actually, has a teammate as well, but all they'll find is a face full of lead. JBA and Fiku find him. JBA finds 3 on Catwalk. No rebuttal.
And the bomb is A.
Oh.
Oh, wow. It's like a matchmaking strat.
I say, it's like they're toying with their food.
Yeah, that is 100% what this is. And if this didn't work as well as it did, I think in a theoretical way, I would be very upset that they were making this call at that point. But it's clear that they definitely know what they're doing. So we're good. A force buy comes out. And this is pretty much the last-ditch effort for SkinRave. Otherwise, we're heading to that third and final map. And I know Wildcard love themselves a good bit of Inferno.
Yeah, both teams are solid on it, but Wildcard, very, very solid. Pistols, 5.7s, and a deagle. Close ramp, peeping. Wise to this is playing passively. Cryptic is the point man. Spot comes in. Cryptic tag down to 57. And now forced back with the molly. Stan is all the way up connector as well. He'll go towards window. The deagle's here. Okay, good shot from Junior. Victory short-lived though as he's traded out. Marky though, close ramp finds one, and Laxi combines fire for the player balcony. Again, a trade coming through. 2v2. Scrappy and expensive, but Fiku finds one alone on Catwalk. leaving Laxi in a known position. He's under balcony now, using that smoke to his advantage, but he's blindsided by Fozy. 12-2. They did well to find damage, but did not do well enough to delay the inevitable. It is map point for Wildcard, who are looking to mount a convincing reverse sweep. And of course, that starts here with a potentially domineering performance, a 13-2 being a distinct possibility.
Yeah, just a simple trade game onto the A site. Nothing too crazy. Stanislaw getting all the way up through Khan as well, which was wild before he gets shut down by Junior. A bit of a better buy and some solid damage from that one nade off of Junior. Let's see what they can do off the back of that damage. Not necessarily sure because they've lost con control, they've lost all of mid. And Junior is trying to find an edge on that smoke and he doesn't. Instead he pays the price. And with that, a 5v4 for Wildcard and likely the map as well in a blink and you miss it fashion.
Yeah, I'm sure SkinRave are trying to get this map out of their mind ASAP at this point. 1-2 for Fiku. Padded stats. Everybody has been doing so well. Stanislaw has been quiet, but he's had impact. I mean, look at this. 13, 16, 16, 19 for the team. Some absurd stats spread across the team. Marquee in window, Walco in market. Bomb can go down A. Marquee tied down to 41. Probably copper that nade. Nope, he lives. Walco though takes a good chunk. And at this point, they're toying with their food. Marquee and Walco. Make that just Marquee. Window and alone. Shoulder spotted. Do we knife him? No. Marquee caught, and that cements it. 13-2. SkinRave go down with a whimper, or a pair of whimpers, for a pair of rounds, as that was a very swift second to follow, but was in most respects a swift first. Wildcard, though, splitting the series, proving that this bait has worked flawlessly, and that means that we're going to be off to Inferno sooner rather than later, Paladin. Let's get that luxury. But both maps have felt like they were over based on the outcome of the first half. It was an 8-4 in the first. The pistol round just cemented it. And well, the second map, SkinRave don't want us to talk about, but it was a 10-2. You really can't come back from that, even with a pistol round.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Wildcard were in flow state. It felt as though they could do no wrong, no matter what side of the map that they were on. And that kind of confidence, it's infectious. It bleeds over into following maps. But for SkinRave, amnesia is the name of the game. Can they forget, have that short-term memory to just forget what happened on Mirage and move forward and see if they can battle back, secure a spot in the finals? And we'll see as they start off on that CT side after winning the knife round. Real opportunity here at an opening for Peeping, but can't meet his mark. And Laxi will punish him. But there is a huge gamble here from SkinRave. 4 players on this A bomb site. The lone dual Beretta setup in Junior. And he gets completely eviscerated. Flash in the face and a bullet to meet him as well. Cryptic is there on the immediate flank. But this postman is still doable for this T side.
Yes, it is. They're all locked in, though. 2 from Banana, 2 from CT. Awkward fight in construction. They know Wildcard, they need to make space, but Walco doesn't want to let them do so. 2, Stanislaw finds a trade. Stanislaw doesn't get the double. No, Walco answers in kind, and that's all of the T's mopped up and dealt with. The bomb plant might facilitate a force buy. In fact, I would say it will facilitate one. But SkinRave are the team to come out with the pistol round and an early lead as a result. Very well done from Walco. 3 for him. As you mentioned, that bait and switch setup up in apartments to start things off was very solid from the defense.
Starting off on the right foot here, SkinRave. And it looks like they have forgotten what happened on Mirage. Now it's time to build on what's building here on Inferno. Force buy does come through. A couple of deagles at Galil on Stanislaw, super important. I would have wished he dropped it over to someone else, but we'll see what he can get done with it on his own. Huge nade onto both Cryptic and Marquee. Gives an offer to some of these pistols to put in some work. Aggression from peeping in apartments is quelled initially. He doesn't want anything to do with those rifles on the other end.
Another double up. It's an interesting call. It will be disassembled back to something a little bit more standard, but very hands-off and passive. SkinRave went for some aggression down Banana earlier on. No one's even playing brackets for the CT side. We'll have to see if this lack of information comes to bite them in the mid-round, but as it stands, Wildcard aren't taking that much control in the round.
You don't necessarily have to. I mean, here comes those moto smokes. Or the arch side smokes, rather. And they look to gain some space here. 35 seconds left on the clock. And he's still got players very far apart from one another. Stanislav tries to sell something down the river, and they will get themselves card control, but with 25 seconds left on the clock, they've got to get a move on, but that Molotov is perfectly timed. That means they've got to go straight through that, and they don't even have a smoke to dissipate it. So that third rotation, the fourth rotation, will also be here by the time that is extinguished.
But 2 kills go their way. Even without the Galil, they crack open the site. I thought that was going to be the biggest issue, but no, they snowball, they deathball their way through B. The third player in towards Church fares no better, and already SkinRave are cutting ties with the round. A rebuttal from Wildcard that doesn't even start off on the best foot, yet they still pry their way into the site. Very well done from them. An upgrade there on the ground and an M4 for peeping. MP9 picked up for Fiku as well. Is there a third gun on the ground somewhere? There probably is. It was the FAMAS. It's in JBA's hands now. And if I had to guess, Fozy can go get that Galil on our side. So a very big round for Wildcard to win. And the economy of SkinRave is going to be all over the place as a result.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, they will force back into this, and we will have the start of a force buy war here for sure. It's the problem is how do you manufacture a round win? Because you've just got to find something gimmicky to get it over the line. Otherwise, you're going to be in a deep, deep hole as the defense. Junior and Laxi have got a lot on their shoulders here to make work. And of course, we've seen these kinds of buys work time in and time out. But the conversion percentage is a bit low. That's a great nade, though. Another rock solid touchdown. Fiku with 48, JBA on 71. And now SkinRave have a slight edge here to start out this one.
Slight edge, but they don't know about it. It's unconfirmed damage. Fiku might be the first one to swing, but he's low on HP. There's 2 players on B to defend it. Actually, make that 1. Cryptic is rotating back and around, leaving just Marky this time around. We'll see if he fares better than Junior did on the pistol. Stan, again showing presence over towards A. He'll get some info here real quick as he peeks in through brackets. It looks like SkinRave might just completely cheat over towards A. Stanislav caught around the smoke. And so, SkinRave have figured it out. They're racing back towards B, trying to stop this take. The question is, will they be in time, and will the pistols be enough to get the job done?
Molly's a little deep, and they find a way through. And Nade blows open the smoke, but they can't find a body. The spam from peeping, though, is great. Pulls down that lone rifle, or one of the rifles, down to 30 HP. They swing back over through the coffin side. Peeping has a kill on his plate, and he completes it. And that feels like that's all they're going to have as far as the look-in goes. They know that their money's completely shattered, and they have 3 rifles that they can save, that if they want to double dip in the following, there's a possibility. So they're going to give it up. They're going to allow for them to save. They'll take out Cryptic here eventually, you'd like to think. Oh wow, okay, Cryptic actually finds 2, which is nice. Actually, great damage as a whole. And you'll still have those 3 rifles retained. So as far as bad situations go, It's pretty good.
Making something from it. Of course, they would have loved the round. 3 rifles, though, gives them quite a bit of teeth to work with in round 4. Wildcard. Focus on winning, focus on getting clean, focus on building an economy on this T side. Make yourselves as imposing as possible on the decider. Good utility, good riflery. No ops to be spoken of as of yet either. But we might see one in the following. For SkinRave. What do we have on B? It is the 2 USPs on B. Which means if they fall, when they fall, is a better way to put it, it'll probably be another save from the A-site defenders because they have rifles to bring in the following. That would be useful. Yep, there they go.
Yeah, and I do think Laxi has enough money to buy an AWP for Junior in the following, so it'd be a great situation if they can hold on to all 3. And I think for Wildcard's sake, they don't want to get involved either. They want to also bolster their economy. So it's a very firm handshake, and both these teams will put this one in the rearview mirror. 3-1 the lead now for Wildcard.
3-1. It's always funny seeing 8 players survive in a round.
Yeah.
Gonna say, in the first series of the day, in the South American match for us, we didn't see too much saving on this map. We still saw a good amount because it is a save simulator after all. But I feel like we saw a lot more on Overpass. It could just be the way it feels, but Overpass might be becoming more of the same. B becoming more of the same, I should say.
Huh. Sorry, I should have given you more there.
All is good. Junior. Off in hand. And well, we'll see what he can do with it. He had a very disappointing second map. I think it's safe to say his whole team had a very disappointing second map. And he's going towards truck side. The smoke, though, will stop him. No, it won't. He'll jump over. Boosted over by a teammate. Finding the first early peeping out of the round. Good start for SkinRave now that the rifles are back in hand.
Yeah, big work there from Junior to put his team in a favorable position, but acceleration here from Stan being called into fruition, and they've found a key man in Cryptic. But look at Marky. He's gone charging in through coffins, and he's found 3 in quick succession, and he'll cap it off with a 4th. Huge work catching Wildcard off guard. Even with the accelerated pace that the T-side had. Huge work there to stifle and stymie this aggression. And now Wildcard have to slow things down once again.
Yes, they do. Slow down and reassess. But they do have some different things in this round. Stanislaw on a Galil, not a good difference. But Fozy on the op, potentially a good difference. Left to see if he can find success. It can be a liability on Inferno's T side, but if there's a player that can make it work, it's definitely Fozy.
Peeping now. Establishing apartments control. And Junior doesn't have rifle support here. Oh, and the flash is gorgeous. What a beautiful 1-2 there between Peeping and his captain. And with that, he's completely opened up the door for brackets control. He isn't being given an extra rotation, but the lineup for Cryptic was nearly there. They go 1 for 1, and that just thins out the defense even further. Risks have to be taken, and they absolutely are. Laxi pushing in through the apartments, and Walco considering the lean back over to B. But they're coming back to them.
Yes, they are. 3 going towards the apartments, 1 middle. Laxi and Boiler might get caught out. It's all on the timing here. Or do they just sidestep entirely? That's probably the bigger question. They're going to pass.
Walking all the way.
Oh, no. That is crazy. Gambled to be, and they slipped the gap entirely. It could have been.
I feel like Laxy's thinking, oh, I've got them all pinned here. I've flanked all of them. And yet he's walked by all of them on his own. And now they're up to save.
It sucks, but a 3 versus 4 really wasn't gonna do much anyway. Although if they held their positions, it might have. Marky, Laxy, Walco, all saving, but they are going for at least some sort of exit. Looking at Laxy holding for this push out of apartments, which might actually be coming in the form of Fozy. Never mind, they can all survive in the pit. They planted backsite. Bomb goes off. 4 survive for one side, 3 the other. Passing their ships in the night. Very unfortunate there. 3 players survived though for the CT side. That means they should invest, especially the Junior's hefty bank. Up in play yet again. Fozy. Want to see what he can do with an op of his own. He had it in the round prior, but he's been quiet. Didn't really have the opportunity to let it shine in the round prior.
Just have a little quicker. Going straight into this CT utility on Banana. Absolute chaos every which way you look. And somehow, nobody goes down, but those nades surely connect. And while there is no kill, significant damage done to Stan, Boozy, and Biku. It's like you've gotten car control, but at what cost?
Slow one. Still 5 alive. No control towards A to be spoken of. Car control at least being taken. Do they actually go for contact? That's the question. Fozy. Area of CT. We do finally see a rotate. It's not a full rotation. Walco's just in CT spawn. Junior's op, though, finally cracks open the round. 30 seconds left. And we finally see the B site take, but a smoke is thrown in their face. Marky drops his. Going to be very difficult for Wildcard now. Spam to the smoke, finds one. JBA out. Good kill from Fiku on low HP to find one. And he catches the second with the utility out. But Walco swinging in the smoke is the hero his team needs to shut it down. 3 for him. And Wildcard are shut out of the B site. They do have just...
Go ahead.
They just have just enough to go for an investment, but it's not the best by all metrics.
Yeah, with no bomb plan, it does hamper things a little bit, but I mean, even if the third player that rotates in is miles away, but they've gotten at least a speedway, it's like they can play pressed up against that smoke and still have loads of impact. I mean, the flash deep from CT activates Marky and Cryptic. Even though Cryptic's not able to get one, he blinds up so many players. And then when Walco goes charging in through that smoke, he's just got a mop-up duty for himself. It's beautiful chemistry being built up there on that B site. SkinRave continue to claw back. It's a huge opening pick onto Stanislaw, and it's once again a 4-1 setup where they try to send in Stan as a late lurk and then try to activate elsewhere on the site, but this time they've caught a beautiful timing. Marky is the only player available, and Peeping rips away the second rotation as well. Huge 4v3 now for Wildcard that they're trying to lock in. And if they don't give up any kills, eventually the CTs will tuck tail.
Yes, they will. You can tell Cryptic's already thinking about it. He's grabbed the op. That's it. Grab the op, head for the hills. 5 secured for Wildcard. Fiku can go around and scrounge a gun off the ground. Walco still looking for some exits. But none are presented. Save Simulator is in full effect. Inferno, the classic. The Wildcard already looking very solid. That's 5 rounds on this T side. A strong potential for more. They do have a 46.8% win rate on the T side, so they're already right about where they should be. Anything extra is gravy. And while the stats for SkinRave are a little bit more inflated, over 50% on both sides, CT side is by far their favorite side of the map.
Not being able to string rounds together is, I'm sure, very frustrating for them. When the way that losing these rounds feels so brutal. I mean, the reads are there. Sometimes the shot's just slightly off the mark, the rotation just a second or two late. But Stanislaus really trying to play around with the timings of these rounds. Realizes that there's a lot of space to potentially punish the SkinRave rotations. And they're doing well to weave in through those windows, but when do SkinRave realize where those windows are and try to button them up a little bit?
When do they realize that it's just Stanislaus throwing a fake every single time?
Also very true. It is very one-dimensional in a lot of ways.
It is. And to highlight how many times we've seen a save, Laxi and Walco both only died once.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Walco's got the reverse Brazil. He's 7-1, not 1-7. And it's early aggression down Banana. Cryptic is the one to find the opening. Cryptic's the one to find the second. And he's still kicking. The flashes aren't quite connecting. Walco's on support. He'll find one for himself. And SkinRave taking the fight to their opponents. Maybe find a way to rebuke Wildcard at long last.
There is still a couple of twists and turns in this round. Oh, well, never mind. Fuzi's been spotted. And now they'll encroach upon him, and they'll take him out. Peeping the last one alive, takes some significant damage, and will make a mad dash for that bomb, but Cryptic is there to cut him off. At least, you'd think. I don't know why he just left, but I guess he did. Maybe told off by his own internal timing.
Do we see a save or do we see an attempt?
I mean, I think he just has to see if he can find some damage before he goes down, but he's not going to find anything. Beautiful little angle there from Walco. A fourth found for SkinRave.
Bringing it within one. Keeping it clean as well. Building up a CT economy, which has been bolstered by the plethora of saves. T-side, though, don't have the same luxury. They're going to buy, but it's not going to be pretty. Fozy saving a bit in the bank if they need an op in future. 2 AKs, 3 Tech 9s, and maybe a change of pace on the cards for Wildcard. Maybe something quick. This map has a proclivity to let through these pistol rounds by virtue of how close a lot of the angles are. The Tech 9 can really shine. I believe we saw a Tech 9 or a half-buy win of sorts over towards B earlier on. Maybe Lightning can strike twice for Wildcard.
Well, they are getting a hell of a lot of space. They've gotten into apartments and get pressed up against this smoke here. A couple of well-placed flashes and things could spell disaster here for Laxian Jr. That AWP does not have the rifle support it's looking for. Here comes that chimney flash and oh my goodness, crosshair all over the place for Laxi. But he's still able to find 2. Now it's Junior's turn to step up to the plate, but he can't hit the no-scope. AWP recovered, rifle recovered. Bomb has to go down, and they have to make do with this post-plant situation.
The gun's being hot swapped and hot swapped again. The op does eventually get to Fozy. But bomb play hasn't been attempted. Fiku's more weary of the push through smoke when he doesn't have support on the site proper. Smart to wait it out a bit. And now it will long last hit dirt. Planted for his teammates in pit. 3 versus 3. The CTs should probably go for this.
Oh.
Little doubt here. And Fozy gets the spot on the jump across first. I believe he thinks there's 2 here as well. Arky tagged. Fozy. So worried. Instead of Stan to find the first. The player on site being harassed now by Marky finally fell, but Stan is doing it all. Waking up at long last is the IGL on for the ace. Fozy will steal it. But I'm sure Stan is happy the round is won in the end nonetheless. 6-4. And a tremendous performance on the eco coming through from Wildcard.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily like that setup at all on A. You're basically banking on Laxi finding 3 kills there, and Junior having to play up against default sightbox is never going to go well for you. It's really asking some huge shots to be hit, and I don't think necessarily you should set your opper to have to come up with plays like that, but that's definitely something that he can hang his hat on. Junior finding the opener on the Stanislaw and getting themselves a 5v4 to make do here. Big opening.
Big start. The finale of this half seems to be a back and forth affair. Bozy still has his op at least. And again, so does Junior. Wildcard are falling back and around over towards brackets and potentially A. Be the right call. There's only 2 defenders here. The issue is have a solid setup in mind. A split.
Get back in a lane. Yeah, I think it's just a soul split, but Fuzi's got tasked with a lot of work here on the short side, and he'll still find just a little bit of Walco. Laxi also only goes 1 for 1, so we get a 3v3 post plant, a T-favored setup yet again, and they've held strong here on this A side a number of times. You've also got Fuzi posted on the flank, and enough time for your rifles to get nestled into the bomb site. It's a real opportunity here for Fuzi to work his magic and for Wildcard to pull away. Another shot hit, but not finding the kill. But a repeak is crazy. A repeak is insane. And Fuzi will get punished for it. Marky finds a trade. Cryptic now from Arch side and leaves it all up to Fiku. The newest blood here on Wildcard's books. Smoke up on the bomb. And now the nade to pepper him down even further. Junior through the side of pit wall. What a wonderful retake there from SkinRave. And they hold on just a little bit longer.
Overextension from Fozy, most certainly. Leads to an advantage that then snowballs in the retake. Very well done from SkinRave. We could see a perfectly split 6-6 scoreline. In fact, it seems likely at this stage, given the investment from Wildcard. They'll get what they can, but what they can afford is not a lot. Mac 10, Tech 9s. In fact, 2 Mac 10s. Not even a rifle to be spoken of. Do we see the same kind of gimmicky Valk play? Do we see something different? Maybe a banana push? Looks like more of the same, more of the defaults that we saw when the rifles were in hand.
I like this aggro app setup. Oh my goodness. Peeping had a real opportunity to catch him off guard, but it's not to be the case, but they're going to go back to Old Faithful. Sack a player off in middle on A, and then go charging into this B bomb site. But this time, they're wise to their tricks. 2 rotations are through. Walco and Marky have shut it down. They found it equalize us at 6-all. We're going to take a break, and we've got one more half to decide who goes on to that North American ECL Season 50 Finals.
Second half starts with a dead even scoreline, 6 a pop for SkinRave and Wildcard, but by the end of this second half, we will have our victors in ESL Challenger League Season 50 Cup number 3, North America. It is Pineapple Phillips and Paladin on the mic, and now Wildcard on the CT side. Both teams favor the CT side of the map. We'll see if Wildcard can start things off right with a pistol round victory. Stan is the lone B defender. He mollies down. His teammates press down mid as well, but it's Fozy to find the opening, and Stan the follow-up. Junior down Banana alone. The second down T stairs. And quite the aggressive start from the defense.
And surprisingly, it works on all fronts. Now, SkinRave are up a creek with no paddle. 3-on-5, no utility, and slowly losing time. Marky will see if he can find something over in middle. Stanislaw now being pressured here, pushed off the angle on the B site, and this is their opening. This is their opportunity to burst into this B bomb site. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to clear out Fiku. They have no reason to, no idea that this is even a possibility. So as soon as that bomb tries to get planted, things start to get a little hairy, but Fiku only finds one. We're still in a 2-on-2 until Peeping says hello. Marky now left up in a 1-on-2, has a chance at a flank, and spots just a little bit of JBA. He's just going to have to hold his trigger just for a little bit longer. The flank is going to start to brew, but he takes a shot. And unfortunately now the jig is up. JBA can swing, and they'll convert. It gets a little dicey there for Wildcard, but they take that slight lead.
Slight lead, but should be built into a hefty advantage. No bomb plant. SkinRave probably going to go for the save as a result. And that gives a Wildcard room to work with. They aren't going for the save. I stand corrected. It's MP9s and M4 and whatever Fozy buys versus pistols and a MAC-10 with a UMP for Laxi and Walco respectively.
Good little bit of util used. Wildcard have firm control of Banana. Shift back over for SkinRave as they try to look elsewhere. They don't have too many places to look, unfortunately. They have 2 flashes and 3 smokes. Really limits your options as far as strategy is concerned, and they'll use their 2 smokes over to cut the A site in half. Oh, and they go through their own smoke, and they find the kill on a Fuzi. Now the wrap into A is a possibility, and they can convert onto B. And it seems like A might have to be the call. They found 2 kills on this part of the map. They know that it's only JBA left, but they've got to converge. They've got to find a joint timing here to make sure that this one works. But they've lost Marky, and they've lost Walco as well. Maybe there's some more twists here yet.
JBA was a very ugly fight against the wounded player. He's barely alive. But that flying MP9 kill towards Banana definitely wasn't that very same. Peeping now towards Arch.
Oh.
Falls to Cryptic spam. That should be the round. JBA low. Fiku and Arch. Hold for exits at most, but play it safe. Save that M4. Don't give it away. 7-7, the force buy pans out in the second half, much like it did the first. And this game will not end easily. Fiku holding for this push out of wine, gets them all, but falls in the process. The big weapon to lose. And so the only thing surviving into round 15 is that MP9.
And now a double eco situation with no guns is kind of brutal, but I will keep in mind that if Wildcard can somehow snag this one away, it's a double eco for the other end, so huge swing round in the context of this game. A chance for either which team to pull away a couple, an inch ever closer to that cup championship.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
It has.
Lils, MAC-10, MP9, 5.7, and M4. And the spam, I was just pushed through the car, excuse me. Cryptic finds one, peeping a quick trade, and Peeping does keep the bulk of the T-side at bay. Walco pushing mid now, looking for some space. Is felled, but Marky gets the trade, so we're still at even footing. And Wildcard are reading it perfectly, racing back, trying to support Peeping as the remaining 3 Ts race into the very same site. Peeping, full blind though, finds nothing. The 5-7 has to do more. Stanislaw only good for 1. Fozy. MP9 in hand versus 2. They're both lit. But a 1v2 on Save Simulator, does he go for it? It seems like he'll at least try something. And I like it.
He's gotta try something at this point. There might be a kid on the site, but they're doubling up here on New Box. This is a brutal situation here for Fuzi. It's just so hard to read the double New Box setup. And he spotted out that first player. He's gonna hunker down and bully him, and he's figured it out. He's figured out that Marky was there, but he can't convert. Marky's been real sharp on this map of Inferno, and he's found that necessary force buy victory. Or denial of that force buy. Now what does it do to Wildcard's economy? It shatters it. It gives an opportunity over for that extension to happen. Huge in the grand scheme of things, and SkinRave might have just a little bit more to give here.
What a win. Also what a read from Fozy. Could have definitely been something huge. But if he had a helmet, it could have been different. That's a parallel universe though. Galil's, AK, Mac-10, pistols. We'll see if Wildcard can make something happen, but I have a strong feeling SkinRave get to 9. And the pressure will be mounting for Wildcard at this point.
Can't get more knotted up than this. Flash up for Cryptic, he'll get himself banana. And eventually Laxi will take this fight, and then they can pull away. Good kills found between Laxi and Marky, but yeah, here comes that acceleration. Galil is found, sure. Yeah, they do. They'll come back to get it. Flank in from Walco is in, and Marky will wrap it up with 3 in the round. 15-9 is the Mexican, and now sitting at this 9-7 scoreline, have a chance to compound the pain.
Yes, he can. Marky and Walco both sitting atop the board at 15. VQ, the only one on this CT side for Wildcard to have double digits. Fozy. He can finally right the ship though. He's had a quiet one, but he has the op in hand at long last. See if that can be a difference maker, and it already has been. Takes out his counterpart. Junior didn't have an op of his own, but he was in middle, and he is the first casualty of the round. Good start for the CTs. Keep the pressure on and keep it clean to balance out this CT economy. Give yourself that second wind you need in this decider.
I mean, neither one of these teams finding a true footing in this game. It's blow for a blow. On Wildcard, want to stand tall at the end of these 24 rounds. But even in 3-on-5, don't count the T's out. Looking to potentially contact their way in through the B smoke. B smoke is up. Bound over goes Fuzi. And Fiku's just, I mean, he's so keen about this. He knows that it's a possibility that they can just go charging through. And they haven't boxed in. I mean, there should be every clear idea as to what's coming for SkinRave. And while Stanislaw isn't pulling the trigger, they're walking straight through. Here comes the flashes, and Fuzi's still activated. From the back of the site, he can't be toppled, really. There is no Molotov, and he'll just continue to rain death from behind, and he'll find 4 in the round. You spoke about the impact that he needed, and as soon as that AWP comes out, you got it.
He shines. Now within 1, the economy of SkinRave is kind of all over. Junior impulse buys, AK, utility, and armor. But Laxi and Walco both can't afford anything besides a Mac-10. So if we're going to see a buy, it's going to be cobbled together. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a full-fleshed investment. Rather, the fullest of full buys that I would hope to see. But it is still okay. Galil, AKs, Mac-10, okay utility. The question is, will Fozy continue to run rampant with his op? He does take over games from time to time. SkinRave taking a pause, trying to figure out what the best route forward is now to play around that op and play around what is Stanislaus' stellar calling at this point, given how they boxed the T's in the round prior.
Yeah, when the CT sides have that man advantage, they do a lot of great things with it. They find a way to compound it and make sure that 5v4 becomes a round victory every single time. And it's hard to continue to build on those kinds of advantages in this day and age, but they're finding a way. Nades up. Cryptic doesn't take too much damage, if at all. It's actually Stanislaw that takes it on the other end. But they start 3B. They don't find what they're looking for. I mean, they bluff a little bit that they have banana control, but Cryptic has already kind of seen through that. But it does set up a gamble on the A site with 4 players here, and they've got that porch setup that they were trying to look for previously.
More players on A, there's a hefty investment.
Mm-hmm.
Ash in mid, Walco. He does get one. How did he find JBA? That was a big one to find. I think Stanislaw already has the read. JBA was the sacrificial Stanislaw for the T side. Pieces are coming through, but Fiku, does he have support? Not quickly enough. He has to tough it out as best he can.
Oh.
2 found. That's good damage. Good enough for a retake at the very least. Bomb only just goes down. Junior and Laxi to try and hold on for dear life. Peeping misses the shot on the first. And there's only 1 flash left for this retake. Things could get ugly fast.
Yeah. There is a kit in play, though, so time is not nearly as big of an issue as they might think. Molotov is late, but the swing from Laxi is huge, and he finds 2.
Oh.
How in the hell has he found both of those players trying to encroach upon the B bomb site? Boozy can't do anything. He misses the shots as well, so they cross through. They keep their lives. And SkinRave extended its lead up to 2. They found themselves double digits.
That's a massive round from Laxi. 3 kills to his name. And what a round to do it on as well. The economy of Wildcard still wasn't set. It still wasn't stabilized. And now we're going to see what they can invest. Peeping's probably going to be on an MP9. No, he's actually dropped an M4 instead, so he'll drop a weapon to Stanislaw. Maybe. Fiku gets a FAMAS, and Stanislaw is on only a pistol. Just a 5.7. It can definitely put in work. We've seen it used quite a bit today. But can it really stand up to these rifles? It all depends on how and where Stanislaw chooses to play the pistol.
Where is he at? He's on Cubby right now. Not really the most ideal position for the job. But it doesn't matter. Right now, things are going mighty fine for Wildcard's banana setup, whether they know it or not. 4 HP on SkinRave's IGL. And now things go completely silent. Boiler room taken. And Fuzi rather, has found an opener. 4 players over here on this A side. And they are going to go into this 5-7. At least they were thinking about it. Stanislaw is really trying to goad them into that angle, but instead they go back into the short side where Laxi is here to greet them. Peeping now, looking between 2 angles, hoping to see if he can find someone, a body to shoot at, but nobody's giving him anything. Finally they swing. Fiku and Peeping combine, and Wildcard survive even with a tempered buy.
Very solid round. I like the shoulder peeking from Peeping to not only compel the player out on the balcony, but to convey the player truckside into sight into his teammates' waiting arms on top of Cold Box. Very well played over on A. Very patient, but not too scared from Wildcard to bring it back within 1. SkinRave, though, are not dissuaded from the investment. They're going to continue to try and press on the gas, this time with a bulk of pistols and 1 Galil for Walco. Junior on the P250, very fearsome with that weapon in pistol rounds and in rifle rounds. JBA flashing the cubby first, maybe even more. Fozy on the up holding finds one, tagged down to 28 now. And the M4 from Arch is caught. Stan overextending. Junior finds one of the P250. Bomb will go down, and it should be a save at this point. The question is, will it be allowed?
Hold on. There might be a little bit more if PP can find a second one. He's trying so hard, but this smoke doesn't dissipate in time. Op is back up, and that smoke is actually just off the mark. There's a little bit of a gap here for Peeping. He spots ahead, trying to capitalize upon it, but it doesn't have a molly or anything, even a nade to flush him out. So Marky can just crouch down and hope that Fiku can find the trade, but Walco is there on the flank, and now Peeping has got to tucktail himself. He's got to leave. And it just feels like SkinRave have popped open the pickle jar. They found 11, and they've snapped the money of Wildcard as well.
Yep, again, not allowed to stabilize. Op picked up for Junior as well. And do they rally around this saved AK? Do they save instead? It's the big question.
Oh, it's so awkward. You got a player on 1650. You've got a player on $4,000 as well. And they're going all in here.
Tac pause.
This is brutal. Yeah, I mean, I think they realize that there's a real world where this could be for the game. And whether they know it or not, it actually is. Wildcard have put all their chips to the center of the table, and they're saying, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now.
We'll have to see what cards they hold. Is it aces? That would be the best possible. But even then, there's still luck. Especially on the river. SkinRave can put it to bed here now. You're right. They read it astutely. They call the pause to talk things out. But the pause is a double-edged sword. They can let Wildcard formulate a plan given their very ugly bye. No other way to put it. And the op in middle could just catch this boost. There's a shoulder. There's the kill. Peeping out of the round. The hero rifle dropped, but recovered by Fozy. And that could be the first of many mistakes that lead to a SkinRave 12th.
Oh, the aggression from JBA, though. Completely catches Laxi off guard. That's unfortunate view model positioning there. And JBA takes full advantage, but Walco is surging right behind him. Stanislaw in the bedroom has no idea about this opening. JBA back turn, and I mean, I thought the sound cue would be given over, but instead, JBA will get off scot-free. Instead, it's Stanislaw, the lone anchor that is dead to rights. The A bomb site red carpet has been rolled out, and as JBA tries to hustle back in, he's smoked off. He's got to go all the way back around. This is such a terrible situation here for the youngster.
Very terrible. Unenviable spot for him. Go for the apartment's flank very quickly, but Cryptic's already where. The shots don't quite connect for Cryptic, but he stays alive. He does some damage. Marky holding for this flank in middle, finds both. The first through the smoke. Fiku literally through the smoke, and Cryptic eventually wins his duel with JBA in the apartments. Map and series point for SkinRave as they have weathered the storm, and Wildcard are now left with a difficult bye and 3 rounds needed to stay alive.
There's your royal flush if you're Cryptic. You found a way to burst through into that A bomb site. You caught a beautiful timing there to open up the A defense. And now you're rewarded with the best opportunity you've had all night to close this out, to confirm a spot in the ECL Season 50 finals for North America, and gun for that EPL spot next season. It's been a long, grueling affair. They've had to battle tooth and nail through that upper bracket. Didn't really have too much competition, but now that they're here in this grand final, they've really had to work for this one, having to bounce back after a 13-2 loss on Mirage. And now in pole position to secure said spot.
Yeah, it's been difficult for them. They played the last cup with their coach.
That's true.
And they were eliminated by Wildcard. So this would be a big sign of improvement for SkinRave, and it looks like they are just about to touch what could be new heights. Wildcard, aggressive down B. They have one player tree, one player in front of half wall. Cryptic clearing out angles. He's a low on HP. He's the first man in, but his second man is also caught. The trap is sprung by Peeping and Fiku. Third player rotating in now as well as Laxi's going to re-aggress. But he needs to be mighty careful. Swing comes through. They're lined up. Walco will win the duel, but he's low on HP, and there's still a man advantage for Wildcard.
I mean, I don't understand why they're so stubborn about trying to fight for this banana control. It's completely thrown this round out of sorts, and this timing, it couldn't be worse for Walco. It's the second time now that he's looked away and JBA's got the best of him. 2 on 4. The task becomes just a whole lot more difficult here for SkinRave. And they back away 15 seconds. I think they're just going to save. Yeah. And even trying to save in this situation is a little dangerous because... Okay, I was going to say they were in some precarious positions, but they get out safely.
Laxi hunting feels very foolhardy.
Yeah, I mean, Junior actually goes down, but luckily he was the one that had the money.
But he could have dropped the rifle to Marky. Now Marky's on a Mac 10. And if they lose this round, especially without a bomb plant, 12-12 seems likely. Oh, we might not be done just yet. M4s, AKs, and an MP9 for Wildcard to stay alive.
Oh no, and their money is busted as well, so this is essentially the last real opportunity SkinRave has to closing this game. Flashes in, they've got brackets control, they've got a whole lot of arch control as well. But the nade open on the smoking library gives a chance for Stanislaw. The trade though is even better. 4 on 4, but these smokes are getting faded. They're replenished once again. Peeping, Fuzi, and JBA have to stand the test of time. Great, well-placed Molotov flushes out JBA, moves him back in a small pit that should be communicated over. But Fuzi's still that snake in the grass. He still has an opportunity to strike here, and so does Laxi, but he doesn't know about Peeping. Peeping slid into the moto position, and this round is completely falling apart. All the crossfires are still firmly established here on the A site, and Wildcard just never say die.
No, they won't. They'll not go quietly into the night. And as a result, we now sit at 11-12. The economy of the T side now shattered. Not even a bomb plant to offer some respite. A real chance now for extra innings in the decider. And SkinRave just want to get across that line. It doesn't matter how bruised and battered they are. If they can get across here in round 24, it would be huge for them. Good utility. The weapons leave a lot to be desired. Aggression down banana, straight down banana, running into the nades. 2 players below half, Cryptic below 30 in fact. And Fiku burning, tries to fight.
What?
Cryptic finds him. Peeping's down for the count as well. The rotations are here, but there's a smoke for the cross. Nade will do in 1. There goes Cryptic. The IGL out, now playing an RTS with his remaining players. Laxi gets into sight, but so does an M4 from Stanislaw. Will he expect this? No, but they don't either. Stan gets 2, and the round is turned back on its head. It's JBA, Stan, and Fozy with the advantage, and now a real opportunity for overtime. Walco races back to A, right call, but the issue is JBA will be here to challenge, and Walco only has a 5, or not even a 5.7, a P250. Smoke will go down. But Junior and Walco need to hold out long enough in this post plant to close it in regulation.
Oh, and that nade could just secure it. A massive one, and it goes both ways. Fuzi down to 47 as well. My goodness, we're on a knife's edge. A smoke double flash available for JBA. They definitely have the retake utility to make this one work. They've got plenty of kits. And now we're just putting pen to paper. It's trying to get it over the line into those extra innings. Junior cowering in the corner has been found and he's been dealt with. And it's just the P250 of Walco and he can't find anything. We're going the distance. We're going to overtime.
It sounds like we're going straight into the action as well. No
That's an
breaks
ace
necessary.
as well.
Was it an ace?
It was an ace for Stan.
That's crazy. I did not notice that. And look at the, look at the team scores. We got 13, 14, 14, 13, 16 over at Wildcard. We've got 12, 9, 18, 18, 20 for SkinRave. A little bit more spread over on the SkinRave side, but still, everybody is going blow for blow. No one is absent in the server, and it's no wonder that we are now sitting at 12 a pop. Junior, trying to change something up on this T side, goes for the op. Makes sense in overtime when you have the cash, but the chaos smoke down middle means that Wildcard are also trying to potentially up the pace.
Oh, Marky really tried to get aggressive there. Fico completely blind, finds another. I mean, that was such a favorable situation there for SkinRave to punish some CT aggression, but none of it works. Instead, Banana in the control of the defense. 3 on 5. SkinRave look to answers. They look to Junior. But they can't find anything. That nade should be destined for greatness, and it absolutely is. Half HP for both Junior and Laxi. And they just got to the base of brackets. Sure, you got Laxi slotted into the arch side, but I mean, all of the CTs are here. They know what's up. And they should be able to deal with this.
So they should. Stan at arch finds the first. Final pair. Going towards truck side. I believe one is in apartments. Yes, he is. It's Walco. A lot of angles, though. Spot comes in from JBA. There's the bait and switch for Fozy. The op of Junior now showing. The op of Junior good for one. Good for two. Bomb on his back. 30 seconds. He goes into apartments, dips away. Here's the jump up. Was the scope heard? I don't think so. JBA's the third on the docket. Junior doesn't expect the player close. Just below his scope's relief. He's out of sight, out of mind. Stanislav will put it to bed. But Junior, moments of brilliance. Makes sense. The op finally in hand. And he's finding success.
How does Junior nearly pull that one off? I couldn't tell you, but either way, Wildcard get away with that first round in overtime. And at this point, it doesn't matter how you're getting these rounds across the line. As long as you're getting them, you'll be grinning from ear to ear. And talk about just obliteration on the banana side and even the deep T-step side for SkinRave. Cryptic gets blown to smithereens and Marky down to 55. Luckily, Junior is there for a response. A necessary 4-on-4 now available to the T side. And Junior will continue to be the tip of the spear, waltzing up this B bomb site.
We had a full abandonment of B there for a brief moment as Fozy swapped spots with Peeping. The op is not here to defend. We might even get the opper's duel. Rare on Inferno, but there it is. And Junior, he walked into the angle. He's disadvantaged, but he wins. He's on a heater. Smoke down on B. The site is empty. They don't know it yet, so they'll clear it with due diligence. But the bomb should be going down any second now. Peeping forced to walk through construction, or through church, excuse me.
But the molly doesn't go deep enough.
3 versus 3. Very solid retake chances now, and still no bomb play.
Walco considering it. He's just waiting for all these incendiaries to go down, and they finally do, but don't meet the mark. So default plan for Walco. He's able to get out scot-free. We're into the 3-on-3, and no flank coming in for Junior. So when does he turn his attention? He does now. Re-smoke up on a coffin, but they're going to go through it. They have no choice. The spam is not good enough, but Walco will convert. JBA hits the deck. Stanislav and Peeping now searching for something, but as Peeping goes bounding down, Walco finds him, Laxi for another, and SkinRave just sends another blow back the other way in OT number 1.
Tied ball game yet again. That's been the theme of this map. Both halves ended with teams winning precisely 50% of the rounds on either side. 6-6. Now we are at 13-13. The difference in OT, though, is that someone will have the advantage going into the second half no matter what. 3 rounds in each half. Op still in play for Junior. Same for Fozy. And fights down Banana. Fozy's the one to win it this time around. Marky out of the round. Big scalp to find. As these early fights towards Banana have been a very mixed bag for SkinRave.
Yeah, I mean, losing Marky, a guy that's been opening up the map for you time in and time out. He's been a real rock for you. Obviously not blowing you away statistically, but his impact has been definitely felt on this map of Inferno. Now, sidelined on the final round of this first half. Smoke up on brackets. They don't want anything to do with Banana. This time, 3 players still here. Nobody budging on the wildcard side. Firmly planted in place. And they can do all their shenanigans, taking brackets, taking arch. But they know what's coming. At least in their mind. 40 seconds now. Deep Molotov to stall them out just a little bit more. And as the clock continues to wind down, SkinRave continue to run out of options.
Yes, they do. Smoked and stymied out of everything they try to go for. 25 seconds left. B is the call. 2 defenders here and ready. Fiku and Peeping.
Fozy's leaving.
He's abandoned. Walco, the sacrificial Stanislav for his team now, and he finds 2. Okay, and 2 on B go down. 8 seconds left. Plant will be guaranteed. And Fozy, no reason to save. He'll get the first of 4 required. But what a collapse of the defense. It looked so good until it looked so bad. The worst way I could have put that to words, but still, no other way I think you can put it in words. Fozy, truly spamming, hoping, praying. But he's not in the church. He'll still make magic strike twice. It's a 1v1. He grabs the other up. He looks for the final. He's at firebox. Assumes he's not because of the spam. And so Laxi will end the hopes and dreams of Fozy. But oh my word, how close that was to being something spectacular for Wildcard.
I mean, how many would-be clutches have we had here in overtime so far? Everything just turning into an actual slugfest. And yet still
oppers.
SkinRave. Yeah, it's for both oppers, yeah. But we still stay as close together as we possibly can. SkinRave with a slight edge now. 14 the good for them. Looking for that magic number 16.
2 required for SkinRave out of the next 3. All 3 required for Wildcard if either team wants to end it in this set of innings. If not, we're back to square one. We'll be at 15-15. And it'll be like old-fashioned CSGO if that happens.
We can do this all day.
It's night now, all night.
True actually. And eventually it'll become morning, so, you know.
Yeah, before long, it might actually be morning for you. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's been morning for our production crew, so.
Volley up for Fiku. And they take so much damage off of that. And they still go 1 for 1, so they like their odds. They're still going to go charging through. They found the new box player, but the nade open on the CT side gives a free line for Walco. He'll find a couple on his own. The resmoke is good, sure, but Marky still lives, and the spam is beautiful. It gives him just a little bit of opening on that smoke to find the pool player and leaves Fozy in an impossible 1-on-4. He's boxed in from both ways. The barrel hasn't been spotted yet by Marky. It's just a matter of time. The reload is good, but the shot is so important. It gives so much information over as to where the Swede has gone off to, and he's been pinpointed. Marky will close it out. SkinRave have 2 opportunities to close this out in the first overtime. And would you believe it, we've got a tech pause.
Today starts as it ends. First game marred with tech pauses, and now potentially get one into the final round of the series. Hopefully it is a brief one, much like the rest. But what a way to kill the momentum and the electricity in the room from this overtime, keeping us on the edge of our seats and making us wait just a little bit longer. SkinRave, they had 3 map and series points in regulation. They squandered them, and now they have a chance with 2 more here and now. The question is, will they right their wrongs, or will they do their best liquid impression and throw away whatever opportunity they had?
It is very North America, after all. But here we go. Rock solid B defense is going to be tested once again, but they'll hold back this time around. They pump fake in this sort of way. And as they bound back, they slow the pace of the round down to a crawl. Peeping gets his way into Boiler. Has an opportunity to go toe-to-toe with Junior, but thinks better of it, at least temporarily. Whoa, the flash is not that great, but neither player can convert. They shake hands, they back away, but Junior's still so curious about this angle. He wants to hold on to it for as long as possible. And they go back and forth, trading utility again and again. But it's caused so much attention for these 3 players to stay in and hold on to brackets. Peeping now will fall back. He will give a sound cue over. And they're going to commit to this B idea, at least temporarily, but the resmoke is up.
40 seconds.
That does stall things out. Yeah, 40 seconds. Eventually, they've got to make a move on. And look at this. Walco's coming back.
3 are going to be here for this re-exec. JB and Stan looking to be the first 2 in. Here they come, waiting for that Molotov to end. Flashes through. The CTs want to take the fight. Markey finds 2. Cryptic a 3rd. Fozy gets 1. Peeping a 2nd, but they line up for Markey. It's a flurry of frags from both sides. The issue is SkinRave found the majority of them. 16-13. We do not require more overtime. It is SkinRave to secure the victory to win ESL Challenger League Season 50 Cup 3 North America and secure their spots in that final for a chance at Pro League.
Huge work there from